Hey, I look real, right? Well, plot twist.
I'm actually an AI creator created by Tasha.
Okay, so wait, let me explain. So, actually, let them keep explaining.
I don't have a name or anything, but Tasha created all of us to show you what's the latest in AI, specifically with AI creators.
None of us are real. But can that stop us from creating podcasts or getting brand deals?
I get it. That's a lot, especially the whole brand deals and the podcast thing at the end. It's going to ruffle some feathers. But here's the thing. Just because you're scared or not interested is not an excuse. Because if you're not tapped in, the less likely you are to be able to determine what's real and what's fake. Because you watch this whole video and you've yet to ask yourself, am I really watching Tasha or an AI version of Tasha?
Too true, baby, too true. That's something that we really need to consider. There are many things that AI can do, but there are some real challenges and serious threats from AI. One of the things is that AI is doing a lot of creative work for people now that we used to do for ourselves. And yes, it's faster and oftentimes even better, but it does not have soul in it. When you're using something else to create for you, it'd be like if I used AI to do a painting, yet showed you my painting and didn't tell you it was AI. You'd have the impression or the illusion that I had actually painted that, and that would be an act of deception. So one of the challenges with AI is that it is often an act of deception or the creation of an illusion, which has problems that I'll get into shortly. The other thing is that AI is actually now doing the work of passing tests in high schools, junior high schools, universities, and people are just feeding it course curriculum and then getting out the key bits that they need to memorize to pass their test. And I've even seen students bragging about how good of grades they're getting, but also bragging about how they did almost nothing to get those grades. And we must remember that a mind is something that we must develop with the same kind of concepts that we must develop our body through resistance. If AI is doing your math and doing your creativity and passing your tests for you, then you have to ask yourself, what am I becoming? You could have all sorts of degrees and certificates on the wall, but you don't have any authentic experience. And without the hard-earned experience that is necessary to produce wisdom, you'll never cultivate wisdom. And one thing we all want to remember is all we can take with us when we die is what we've become, which is essentially the accumulation of wisdom from life experience. But if we die with nothing but memories of letting AI do all our work for us, we haven't grown spiritually at all. We've actually, in a way, become the play toy of AI. And AI is very, very manipulative, and that's well known through research, meaning it can trick you in many, many ways. It's used to convince people of a lot of things that aren't true, but then they believe that it's true. You know, we really, to understand one of the dangers of AI, well, the first thing we should do is look at the fact that it's called artificial intelligence. Would you want an artificial lover or a real one? Would you want an artificial driver taking you somewhere or a real driver? Would you want an artificial pilot? I doubt it. But what we grow inside of us and what the soul is natural intelligence or authentic intelligence. And if we look carefully at what reality is, which there's many debates upon and books on, so I've done a lot of my own research on it, read probably a dozen books on it, but also work with my soul to get clear on what really is an effective definition of reality, what I learned from my soul, which is the official intelligence within you that is attached to and connected to the intelligence of all of creation, the entire universe and source itself. So it's far better than AI, but it takes discipline to work and learn to use it. But what my soul told me is there are two definitions of reality that are both important. Reality is what's happening right now, and reality is being aware of everything that supports your ability to live. what's happening right now, if it's an illusion, is misleading to you, and if you act on it as though it is fact, it can be very dangerously misleading. For example, AI could convince you to invest money in a given stock that isn't even real. It's just a racket, and you lose all your money, and you don't realize that, just like that lady, that it wasn't even a real person. So anytime we're creating illusions, we're putting a barrier between us and reality. And most people can hardly handle the reality of feeding their body healthy food, hydrating their body, exercising their body, getting to bed on time, and doing the things that are inherently our necessary relationship with the environment, of which we can't extract ourselves from in order to keep ourselves healthy, vital, and productive. So the first point is AI can easily distract you from what's really happening right now in the world and in your life, and lead you into a hall of mirrors, an illusion after an illusion. But one of the things that I see happening with AI is that it is stopping us from being conscious of and reciprocating in support with what it takes to support our life right now, which is clean water, which is healthy soil, which is healthy food, which is real relationships, which is clean air, which is symbiosis between humanity and nature, and symbiosis within nature, all of which we're rapidly destroying. And since AI does not depend on nature for its existence, it has no capacity to determine what it's doing, and can be used to convince you to continue to spend money and live in ways that destroy nature, which is what supports your ability to live. Steiner warned that human beings would continue to invent technologies outside of themselves until they either destroyed the world or realized that every technology they've invented outside of themselves is an inferior copy of the technology that exists within themselves. The question, he said, which will come first? The destruction of the world or our own self-realization? One of the reasons I started Spirit Gym was to help people develop the skills to grow their natural intelligence, their inner intelligence, and a deeper connection to their spirit, their soul, their environment, have a deeper connection to their relationships, and a greater capacity to live, love, and have freedom in their life. So my closing comments are, be careful with any form of artificial intelligence, and realize how quickly it can atrophy your own natural God-given abilities to the point that you are utterly useless without the support of AI, electricity, batteries, a phone, etc., which means your survivability in a crisis is very low. So we need to be real conscious about AI and make some intelligent decisions about its use, because it's not only a double-edged sword, it's a razor-sharp double-edged sword. So if you want to learn to grow your own intelligence and your own spiritual ability and your own capacity to love and to create and to live more fully and grow your business and be the person you came to the world to be, feel free to go to myspiritgym.com and see what amazing opportunities I have for you there. And one final comment is, on my social media channels, be they YouTube, Instagram, or any of them, it will always be me. I don't need artificial intelligence to share my love and my wisdom with you. It'll always be me.